felon's swollen legs, makeup covering up a bruise on his hand. How bad is his health? Welcome to Scrying Out Loud. My name is Trevor. First off, a huge thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. Thank you for liking, watching, commenting on the videos, sharing the videos, promoting the channel on your social media platforms. It's all greatly, greatly appreciated. If you've donated money to the channel through the super thanks, buy me a coffee or Venmo, a huge, huge thank you. It's very greatly appreciated. So everything kind of seems to be playing out as we have predicted. Uh, there were images today of the felon with very swollen ankles. I guess I should say yesterday, with very swollen ankles, and um, and at the press conference when he was asked whether he thought he was on the Epstein list, someone zoomed in and you could see that there was a bruise that they tried to cover up with makeup. That's what's on the thumbnail of this video. Um, so let's just kind of go through these questions more specifically. Does he have heart failure? Does he have kidney disease? Has he been falling? Does he have frontal lobe dementia? Um, let's look into those four questions and kind of see. And then also, if he does have this frontal lobe dementia, if he's on blood thinners, I think that's actually kind of not recommended, as it can cause brain hemorrhaging because you tend to be falling a lot. So the bruise could be from the IV, could be from him falling. Seems to be in a similar spot to the last times, which makes me think that it's IV related. But let's take a look and see what the cards have to say. So let's start with the heart failure question, then we'll move to kidneys, we'll move to frontal lobe dementia, and then we'll move to has he been falling? And the last time when I was scrying and I got a good look at what um, the end might look like for him, it did look like it was a fall that took him out. So, um, yeah, the chariot card and the lovers popping up there, talking about Epstein and the chariot card. So you posted up the last video, that some people don't think Epstein has passed. I did a video on that on my other channel. My other channel is called Trevor's Tarot, Astrology, and Spirituality. Um, Most of the stuff is like about cold cases, a little bit of political stuff, not very much, and then mostly spiritual stuff. But I'll link the description of um, I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video if you want to watch the Epstein thing. Epstein video, also talk about crossing over, stuff about along those lines. So if you're interested in my take on that, you can watch that video. Okay. So what do we need to know? What do we need to know about the felon's heart? And by heart, I mean the organ inside his chest. We need to know about the felon's physical heart. Seeing the Six of Pentacles in the spraying bowl, start giving and receiving, feel like he's being given medicines, taking it, relationship to his heart. We know he's on cholesterol medicines, doesn't like cholesterol medicine. Hmm. Need to know from this. Get the Six of Wands here for victory. The question is, whose victory? Is this victory that we're right that he has congestive heart failure? Those were the previous predictions. We get the Queen of Cups as well. And here I'm just drawn to the water element of this card. The bottoming start of her reflection. She's half underwater. Uh, like his heart surrounded by fluid, which would be the definition of congestive heart failure, at least as I understand it. We get the Queen of Pentacles. I just feel like they have it somewhat under control. Now, congestive heart failure is kind of misleading. People can live with congestive heart failures for years and years and years, as long as it's being managed right. We get the Queen of Wands. I think it gets worse um, when he's under stress or more angry. Something's wrong, right? I mean, the devil at the center. This is toxicity, illness. Um, Something's very wrong with his heart. And we've been getting this for months and months and months. Usually we pull the Three of Swords. It wouldn't surprise me if it pops up here. Um, and the next few cards are at the bottom of the deck. The Ten of Wands. It's a trying condition. It's something that's slowing him down. Um, Not able to move as quickly. It's becoming more and more of a burden. Could stem from some drug use in the past or being delusional, like we talked about him being delusional to where he might not get treatment for syphilis when it first appears, because syphilis is one of these weird diseases where, it starts out with this like a rash type sore like thing, but it doesn't hurt, is my understanding. So you could see him just putting it off. And then once it goes away is when it starts to develop into the second and third stages where it would affect your heart. Uh, we get the Nine of Cups, the greedy merchant. We get the World, the end of a cycle. Also a death type of representation, completion. So we get victory. I feel like this is our victory, the people's victory. This part itself is there's something wrong with it. It's ill. And this is going to bring about the end of the cycle. It's somehow involved in the way that he goes. Now, it might did not be from his heart. It just been one of these secondary and third effects. This feel like this was caused, you know, by something like syphilis or, for entertainment purposes only, or repeated drug use, like, high doses of Adderall, for example. It's very ill, but it's stable at the moment. He's having problems with fluid around his heart, just congestive heart failure. It's worse when he's stressed. Also bad when he starts to think about the things that he's done in his life. And it's becoming a real burden, the Ten of Wands. So it's not good. Get the card for inheritance, the Ten of Pentacles, another 10 ends of things. And it's staying consistent, the Queen of Swords, and it's slowing him down. They're keeping him more and more confined because of it. So I do think that he does have heart failure. So what about kidney disease? Right. So the felon had kidney disease. The parts of him, needing a catheter from time to time. There could be a lot of reasons for that. Um, this would in theory, my understanding is that a catheter could help prevent further damage to the kidneys if a person's not able to expel urine. So many different things that it could be for, large prostates, things like that as well. But see how kidney disease. See how kidney. So I think it's kind of like everything's starting, everything's just starting to fall. Uh, yeah, the Nine of Wands, putting up guardrails to keep him safe. Talking about the catheter and other preventative things that can be done to help the kidneys along. It's progressing though, and it's progressing rather quickly. The Chariot card. And we get the Queen of Pentacles in the same spot. It's stable for now. It's not going to be stable forever. Right now, it's stable. Uh, the Knight of Wands, again, it seems like this is also something that gets worse with stress. Uh, I think at one time it was pretty life-threatening, but I think he's kind of come out of that for now with the Six of Swords there. The Magician and the environment around. Um, I think there, circles of support. I think, medical intervention has vastly improved the situation. We get strength in the environment around, but still, it's very burdensome. The Ten of Wands again, and this spread as well, to where it's slowing him down. So, they've put up some preventative things to do that's got him out of trouble for now, but it's still quite burdensome. And the circles of support are what's led him out of the trouble and got him to this stable place of the Queen of Pentacles. But it's progressing, and I don't think there's anything they can do about it. I think it's just going to progress and progress. They can keep, trying to keep it under control, but eventually, I think this gets worse. I think it's worse under stress and worse when he starts to think about the bad things he's done. Um, but his team of doctors are pretty strong, so uh, the truth, I think, also causes it to get worse. And then we get the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So again, I think stresses and work and all this stuff is making these things worse. So okay, what about the frontal lobe dementia? I guess is what we're calling it. Can make people pretty erratic. See this at him all the time. Let's see, have frontal lobe. So the Five of Swords is my card for dementia. The Eight of Pentacles. It feels like, again, work makes things worse. Stress, work, past indiscretions that we feel guilt about. Although I don't know that he feels guilt, but the body can carry guilt whether you feel it or not. We have this frontal lobe dementia thing. Definitely has some cognitive decline. I don't know if it's exactly that. Let's see what the cards say. Frontal lobe. we get these fiery messages coming out of him that don't make any sense, which I think is a really good sign that that's happening. Again, there's some stability here, but it's on and it's off. The Four of Pentacles isn't a consistent stability energy. It's more of a I'm stable now, but 2 hours from now, who knows? Uh, I think he's taking some medications for this, probably something along the lines of mood stabilizers or something like that to keep him from having these temper tantrums, and they're clearly not working. Yeah, there's something wrong in the environment around me with this toxicity, I don't think he knows what the truth is. I don't think he's known what the truth is for quite a while, but um, it's almost organic feeling now like he might not even know where he's at sometimes. It's getting worse. Yeah, there's a lot of newness around his health, all sorts of new conditions popping up one after the other. It's a new beginning of a surprising type that's not good for him. Uh, we get the Hierophant here, which is interesting. So this is like the higher self. He's losing his higher self. Like now, for most of us, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like our ability to reason and rationalize. Uh, for him, it's like he's never had it. So it's like maybe it's already been lost because of this. This is leading them to keep him isolated and alone. And again, they're trying to control this with the Six of Swords. So these outbursts are a result of this condition, but they're trying to keep him away from us. They're trying to keep us away from seeing the outbursts. They haven't been exactly successful when it comes to his Truth Social posts, things like that. He's lost his higher self because of this, and whatever medicines they're wanting him to take, I feel like he doesn't like them or something, so he's not taking them. There's something very wrong with the Devil card here in the environment around. It's very ill, a lack of stability. They're keeping him isolated. They're keeping him away from the public as much as possible. And that's just the new reality of it. So, a lot of this, us seeing him as just like it's very calculated. Eventually, he's going to walk away. Like he's going to, you know, for the lack of a better term, go to that place where people with dementia go, where they just start to not recognize anything. If this is going to continue, because his health is quite ill with the Four of Swords. He's aware of it as well. So I think that's why the Ten of Pentacles keeps popping up, thinking about what's going to happen with his money. So yeah. Now I've seen him falling and hitting his head, and that's kind of how things end. And this type of dementia in particular makes you more prone to fall. It makes you lean forward, hunch over, these type of things. Has he been falling? Has he fallen? Has he been falling? Now there are falls that are explainable, then there are falls that aren't. Um, tripping over something's different than just collapsing, right? Uh, has he been falling? Because I think this would be the big sign that we're close to the end if he's been falling a lot. It's what I've seen. That's how it feels. That's how it goes. Now that's very specific, and I kind of don't generally trust my really specific things, but sometimes they're metaphors. And they make more sense afterwards. So, but it's like he's falling. Could be literal though. It's not that uncommon. for me to be. Yeah, he has fallen a couple times already in the last few months. Yeah, I think we'll start to get messages about his health. Somebody might witness one of these. Yeah, the dementia card, the Five of Swords I was seeing in the water earlier. And usually it's from this deck as well. It's the card that I associate with dementia. That's what's leading to the falls. Losing his higher self, losing balance. The Hierophant's about balance. Again, it's worse when he's under stress, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, he's losing his health slowly. Uh, the Five of Pentacles, although I think it starts to get more rapid. That's how it feels. Again, it's worse when he has a lot on his plate. He's juggling too many things. Whether they're real or not real, that's a different story. But the Ten of Swords, I think this is his downfall. I do think this is how he goes. That's what I've seen. Um, this kind of just confirms that. And it's like he's trapped in his own body. There'll be this moments where he like really doesn't know where he's at and he gets very scared. Um, but he's got a good medical team watching him. Do you think we're going to get messages about his poor health? Um, and it might be after the fact, though. I do think the complete utter downfall and literally downfall, like fall, is caused from his poor health and his lack of being able to be balanced. The Hierophant. We have dementia and being trapped in one's body, the Five of Swords and Eight of Swords, respectively. It's worse when he's under stress and juggling too much with the Queen of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So it does feel like this is what's going on. Um, Things going on behind the scenes that we haven't been told, and then we're heading towards the end of the cycle. It's coming. So um, we just aren't quite there yet, but I do think it happens here in the next few months. So. All right, if you want to check out the Jeffrey Epstein video, that'll be linked in the description. If you want to join the Patreon class, it's going to end. I'm going to close the membership on Wednesday. So be sure to sign up for that if you're interested. All right, thank you. I'll be back with another video.